the Trump administration has effectively neutralized USAID. The result of that is that clinical research has effectively stopped if it was funded by USAID. And this is not just applying to the US, but it's applying globally. But the question really becomes, what happens and who's responsible for issues caused by the clinical trial? And that happens to actual participants. Let's be clear, this is unprecedented. No one really knows. There will be lawsuits if appropriate, there will be concerns if appropriate, and these are all valid things that patients should be asking. Having said that, I think it comes down to a few different things. Number one, who's the sponsor? Depending on how the study's set up, is the government the sponsor? If the government is the sponsor, what happens? You do have something called sovereign immunity, which basically means that you can't sue the sovereign unless they explicitly say you can sue the sovereign. And the question is, does the US government assert sovereign immunity in such situations? I would imagine that the answer is no, but theoretically that is a potential pathway. Next question, can you sue the individuals, whether we're talking about President Trump, whether we're talking about individuals within his administration, whether it's Elon Musk? It comes down to whether they actually are acting in their official capacity, which many would assert that they actually are, in which case they may not be able to be sued in those scenarios. Next question, can you sue the individuals, whether we're talking about President Trump, whether we're talking about individuals within his administration, whether it's Elon Musk? It comes down to, on the other hand, let's say this was part of the funding provided by a pharmaceutical company. So it was funded partially by the NIH, partially funded by USAID, partially funded by the US government, but partially funded by a pharmaceutical company. In those scenarios, the pharmaceutical company may still be responsible. It could mean that you might have to take on liability. Now, how much liability? That's going to depend on how the actual agreements are set up. Again, virtually unprecedented. I don't know of a situation like this before, but stay tuned because I imagine there are going to be lawsuits on this if people are actually hurt. And I imagine some people will be. Call, click,